Well, it takes into account all of the varying aspects of life and the individual as potential causes and remedies to diseases. This means all aspects of physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual health, which contribute to the overall well-being of the individual. Also, so much of modern day healthcare focuses on attacking the illness as opposed to creating overall health and finding the root cause. Holistic healthcare can be viewed as an overall more wholesome approach to creating and sustaining better health. There are a few imbalances in the body and mind that cannot be treated with holistic remedies. And so those who suffer from these are anxiety is no exception to that. As awareness of mental health issues become more aware, anxiety actually continues to spread. Experts from around the world have begun to study the benefits of existing holistic health measures to combat it instead of addictive lure of prescription drugs. Another link that I will drop is more on holistic care for mental health disorders. And then let's talk a little bit about our diet. One of the dominant contributing factors to optimum health with holistic healthcare deals with diet, eating foods which provide a healthy body and mind, while also taking into account individual factors is key to achieving balance in both physical and mental health. In terms of anxiety, there are certain foods which both accentuate and relieve the symptoms of this disorder. Depending on the severity of these symptoms and the person's physical health, holistic professionals will recommend specific foods to assist with revealing the symptoms of anxiety. Some foods that increase the severity of anxiety include caffeine, refined sugar, and actually some fruits, fast food, high sodium foods, trans fat, and processed foods, soy, and alcohol. While some of these are more obvious than others, foods such as refined sugars, those high in sodium and trans fat and hydrogenated, I never can say that word, oils can be hard to identify unless specified on the package. It's best to avoid the food chosen here if there's any hint of uncertainty. While it seems like the list of foods containing elements that can provide triggering for anxiety is endless, it is possible to eat a healthy, balanced diet, which also lends itself to a calm state of mind. Foods such as vegetables contain vital grounding and soothing properties that help ease the effects of cortisol and other stress related hormones, as well as foods rich in B vitamin, antioxidants, and omega 3 fatty acids. So let's talk about omega 3 fatty acids. They're vital to our brains to function properly and regulate hormone release. Be careful if you're looking for omega 3 fish oil. There are omega 3s out there that are plant based, and that's fine. But make sure if you're looking for the one that's truly fish oil that you get it. So, wild salmon, walnuts, flaxseed, and chia seeds are just some examples of this. Other foods which are known to benefit the symptoms of anxiety are blueberries, almonds, spinach, broccoli, raspberries, dark chocolate, and quinoa, red lentils. Curiously, many of these foods also fall into the category of superfoods, a term we've come to know more and more over the years. And we hear it in health and wellness worlds. Superfoods are simply foods which contain higher levels of beneficial nutrients, minerals, and vitamins in direct proportion to their composition. So they're an excellent holistic source of anxiety reducing nutrients. More examples of superfoods which can be included in a balanced diet to help ease anxiety can be found here. And I will send that link to you too. It's on home remedies and how to reduce stress. It'll be there. So now we're going to take a moment and talk about B vitamins. And they're some of the most happily hormone inducing foods of all. Eating foods rich in these vitamins will assist with the relief of anxiety. Green vegetables such as asparagus, spinach, and avocados are just some of the foods you can include in your diet. To start combating the effectiveness of those high levels of cortisol, B vitamins and folic acid can be found in beef, pork, chicken, leafy greens, oranges, and other citrus fruit like rice, nuts, and eggs. The effects of B vitamin varies, however, on the extremity of the anxiety. Someone who experiences acute anxiety, for example, may not have as much success with B vitamin as someone who only has a milder form. It's definitely worth trying. And there are numerous B vitamin supplements you can try to find out about which ones are best for you. B vitamins are water soluble. They can occur in 8 forms. There's B1, 2, and 3. B4, 5, 6, 7, skip 8, B9, 10, 11, and 12. They are necessary for proper brain function, and some signs that you may be deficient in B vitamin include the following: fatigue, headaches or nervousness, irritability, anxiety, cramps, tingling in hands and feet, and nausea. For more on signs and symptoms of B vitamin deficiency, I want you to look below and there'll be another link. And then there's the Chinese medicine. As more and more medical schools and practices began to integrate the emphasis on mind and body connection and holistic medicine to modern day treatments, the age-old practice of traditional Chinese medicine remains one of the most deeply rooted and effective traditions in medical history. The origin of many holistic remedies and treatments we now have in Western world comes directly from the example set by the ancient Chinese herbalists who relied on nature and their understandings of the human body and mind to both prevent and cure diseases. Their focus on the prevention at the onset of the disease is where we see the effects most directly. Many stories of herbalists and medicine men living well past the average life expectancy of their era have followed herbal, supplemental, and longevity boosting lifestyles as a testament to the power of these natural remedies. This fascinating article that I will send you below explains how even all the powerful Chinese emperors who experienced direct access to these remedies and experts in question still overall exhibited a shorter life expectancy than the Buddhist monks and the medicine men of their era. The conclusion to this study was simply that money, power, and exposure to treatments means nothing in terms of health and longevity of a healthy, balanced lifestyle when it's observed, and if the individual does not take responsibility for his or her health. So, when talking about taking responsibility and the interest in one's health and lifestyle, these changes can be seen in the case of the paramount element of holistic healthcare. As so much of it's extremely personal and what you're doing in your individual needs, that's where you need to really work. And this is why it's so important for you to cultivate awareness of your own individual needs during treatment. And this is what any holistic professional will ask you and aim to promote. Stemming from the Chinese medicine, methods of healing and prevention, many strains of herbs and remedies led themselves to consumption in the form of teas. Tea leaves have been broadly acknowledged around the world as one of the most effective natural remedies for fighting signs of stress and anxiety. And the beautiful thing about this kind of treatment against symptoms of anxiety is that the effects can be felt almost immediately, and the herbs are so readily available. One of the best reasons to enlist the help of herbs, such as chamomile, in the treatment of illness or disease is, unlike many modern medical treatments, there's no toxic fallout. After the body is finished processing the benefits of the tea, we are just healthier. Herbs such as chamomile and lavender have specific healing and soothing qualities, which means that drinking water infused with these leaves can have almost immediate and lasting effects on anxiety. The natural stress relievers have been used as remedies and recipes for centuries all over the world and are widely available in the form of tea leaves. Chamomile preparations are also used for many other common ailments such as hay fever, inflammation, muscle spasms, menstrual disorders, insomnia, ulcers, wounds, gastrointestinal disorders, pain, and hemorrhoids. The following study outlines the ancient healing properties of chamomile and how it's still hugely relevant in today's Western holistic healthcare scene. Let's talk about peppermint. Peppermint is another really available herb which leads itself to soothing the effects of stress and anxiety. In the form of herbs or oils, it can be used in many different ways. And consuming peppermint tea when stressed or before bed is a great way to immediately calm the nervous system and prepare it for a state of calm and sleep. Its base is a natural muscle relaxant and so promotes the physical sensations required to relax the body and ready it for sleep. Teas such as peppermint, chamomile, and lavender contain no caffeine and as such are much preferable to coffee for soothing the effects of anxiety. Peppermint also assists with digestion, headaches, and can help create a soothing effect which counteracts the heated fear associated with panic attacks. Peppermint is also a natural energizer and promotes clear skin and sinuses, all of which aid with easily easing anxiety itself. So, what about our environment? The place where the anxious person lives, where they work, the people they surround themselves with. These are all contributing factors to heightened levels of anxiety. Trouble is that many people struggle with anxiety and neglect to consider their environment as a factor to their suffering, and it becomes increasingly easy to blame themselves as opposed to the actual contributing factors of the environment. Holistic healthcare methods suggest that to lower the effects of anxiety, the environment we surround ourselves in must promote a healthy, positive attitude toward ourselves, our work, and our relationships. It makes sense that what we experience will extremely impact our senses and quality of being internal, our happiness, how we process it. For this reason, lighter, brighter, cleaner, and more open spaces are thought to improve symptoms of anxiety. As people in Western countries spend an increased amount of time indoors, especially during colder months, the importance of positive environments is only accumulated and accentuated. And holistic health professionals will recommend spending more time outdoors and in nature as a good way to combat anxiety. It's been proven that stress levels can rise in unpleasant environments, which don't lend themselves to our emotional comfort. And so, holistic health calls into question the environment in which you live, work, and interact with others. It's vital. It's vital that these requirements are met to maximize your mental health and productivity. Think about it. If you don't feel good, comfortable, or valued in your environment, then how are you supposed to function to the height of your potential? How are you expected to do your best? Be your best version of you and feel at home in your own skin while doing these things. This study examines the effect that environment has on the positive psychological and mental health disorders and is a fascinating way to consider a factor of these illnesses, which may not be seen initially. One thing that can assist with creating a more positive, calming, introducing an anxiety-soothing home environment is diffusing essential oils. All natural essential oils, such as lavender, peppermint, chamomile, and there's many, many more, are known to have positive effects on those under stress or suffering from anxiety. So it's good to have them on hand at home to combat any unwanted episodes. Essential oils contain tiny aromatic molecules which can pass through the blood-brain barrier immediately and have an almost instantaneous effect on the area of the brain associated with stress, anxiety, panic, and even depression. Lavender is known to affect the central nervous system directly, and it's associated with sensations of intense anxiety and stress. There will be a study link below. But essential oils are extremely versatile and can be used in numerous ways, from diffusion to incorporating into your skin by putting it on your skin, and even a hair routine. There's some oils that even adding benefits to your food. Check this out and be careful. There are countless recipes online to enable you to get creative with your oils, and the effects and uses are just as broad. Depending on the need of the person using it, the oil can promote different effects and target different problem areas of the mind or body. Here's a couple examples. You can inhale some of them, rub 1 or 2 drops in a cupped palm and take a long, deep breath. Rub directly on your temples or your wrist. Use on the go. You can put a few drops on a handkerchief, a cotton ball, or on a scarf and inhale it whenever you need it. You'll get calming support throughout your day this way. You can also add them to your shower. Immerse yourself in essential oil steam by adding a couple drops in your shower. Remember to plug or cover the drain and inhale deeply. You can also use a diffuser to get the long-lasting benefit. It should be noted here that most readily available oils require diluting before you use them topically. This can be done with any carrier oil such as olive oil, coconut oil, and there's a few more. Also, and this one hits home to me a whole lot because since I had a stroke in 2016, I have not really been super active. But it doesn't have to be a holistic health specialist that tells you that exercise, keeping active, is an extremely effective way of preventing the onset of many illnesses, not just anxiety and depression. The holistic way of approaching healthcare focuses not only on the period of recovery after an illness, but on the lifestyle as a whole during periods of wellness too. The more integrated the holistic measure during these periods, the more optimized they become and the higher the level of the overall health you can expect to experience. So, exercise. It's thought to be one of the most invigorating and effective ways to combat periods of anxiety, stress, or depression on the endorphins produced after even a short 10-minute walk. And it has similar effects to taking aspirin for a headache. Exercise has been significant to elevate moods, and more physically active periods also show lower instances of anxiety and depression. There have been countless studies done for both holistic and scientific purposes to investigate the effects of physical activity on the brain, all of which conclude that even modern to light exercise is vital for optimum functioning and balanced moods. So whether it's yoga, running, climbing, weightlifting, swimming, or hiking, the effects of moving the body and engaging in physical exercise are unlike anything else for achieving stress and anxiety relief. The best way to find an activity that suits you is simply to try them. See what works for you and what your lifestyle is and what you can realistically incorporate into your everyday life. There are 25 studies that show exercise is beneficial in fighting mental illness. And then something that's not new, but getting more talked about more and more is the gut-brain health and how that digestion works together. So if you've ever experienced indigestion, you know how uncomfortable and stress-inducing it can be. It can render you incapable of focusing on any other task. It can make you irritable and anxious to be around. And it's only when it happens once in a while, it can still be horrible. So imagine if it happened every day and after every meal. For anyone who suffers from I never can say it right, so I'm going to spell it celiac disease, might be familiar with such extremities of indigestion. Even if you're not that way, we've all experienced the discomfort, negative emotions, and bad moods that can result from a period of indigestion. That's why it came as no surprise, or at least a little bit of a relief, to learn that gut health has significant parallels to our mental state, as several recent studies have proven and publicized. The theory is that gut bacteria are intrinsically linked with our brain via the nervous system, spinal cord, hormones, and immune system. The vagus nerve is the main contributor between these, and it transmits neurotransmitters from the base of the spine, which is conveniently located near the gut, up to the brain. This is important because it further supports the fact, which holistic healthcare has promoted for centuries, that what we put in our bodies truly does affect the way our minds work, with a feeling of positivity, negativity we experience. It supports the theories surrounding certain foods and their benefits, disadvantages of promoting happiness and decreasing anxiety. These are endless benefits to this understanding, and mainly being that it gives us a better idea of which foods to eat, to expect a larger surge of positive emotions, or at the very least, which foods to avoid to ensure that we don't experience them. Fibrous foods and those with nutritious, easily absorbed by the digestive tract are top of the list, while those with a denser composition rank lower. A fuller list will be dropped below. Flow state is a relatively new term that has been coined to define a state of intense, creative, and productive focus, whereby the person slips into an undistracted state of intense concentration while completing a task. It's definitely not a new phenomenon, as humans have been creating and focusing in such a way as flow state entails since the time began. However, recent developments in technology that have demanded our attention span and ability to focus have recently drawn awareness back to the importance and significance of achieving a state of flow, causing a need for a definition. The importance of flow state can be measured on both a personal Finding your flow is a great way to ensure that your mood and sense of clarity don't dip too low, helping you avoid anxiety and stress and maintain productivity levels at their highest. It can also help you escape a bout of anxiety, even though doing so might prove slightly more difficult. Some ways suggest to help you find your flow include reading a book. Notice when you're at your most focused, productive, and take a note of the following. What are you doing? Who are you with? What environment are you in? What have your activity levels been like? What have your recent eating habits been like? How would you rate your overall mood, satisfaction, and anxiety levels? Although flow state is by no means exclusive to those who work in a creative field, it's been observed that a large percentage of those who suffer from acute anxiety are in fact highly creative people. This would suggest that anxious energy is simply an excess of creative energy and, and potential that a lack of distraction or direction has caused to manifest the stress. So, yoga and meditation are both activities that have been proven to improve and assist in assessing our flow state by consistently engaging our bodies and minds into a state of internal focus and concentration in the form of physical postures, mindful breathing, and directing awareness to thoughts and emotions as they arise. We can begin to access a state of mind body harmony and awareness. This focus and awareness, when sustained over time, is ultimately a prime example of the human mind in a state of flow. Thus, yoga and meditation are also hugely beneficial in combating symptoms of anxiety and stress. While many Western yoga classes are taught today, they focus primarily on the physical aspects of the practice, the fitness, which is attainable by practicing these as well. But when practiced properly and with awareness, mindful breathing, and attention to the body's individual needs, yoga and meditation can promote a sense of mental fitness and help anxiety. So, as we come to a close and we're almost finished, we're almost at the end of our time together today. How are you feeling? Has there been a great deal of information? Yes, there has been. And we're kind of curious to know what you think of it all. Have you entered any tips which you feel might help you to soothe stress and anxiety? Write them down, especially if you've tried one of these and you know it works. What is the first thing you'll try? Write that below too. But most of all, thank you for being here and have a great day.